I must admit, Chinese cycling clothing has totally challenged my opinions these past few months. So as we know, Chinese cycling stuff is getting really good. The wheels, the bikes, the components, the accessories that go with it. But a few weeks ago, I got to try on some cycling kit from another Chinese brand. Safe to say, I was pretty impressed. But since then, another brand has got in contact from me saying, try our kit. Now, the reason I said yes to this one is because curiosity got the best of me. The kit looks good. And the brand that sent it to me, they are called MBO. Of course, they did send all of this stuff to me for free so I can try it out for you guys. And I do think it is on the more expensive and premium range of Chinese cycling clothing, but I do have a discount that gets you 25% off, which brings it right back into a good tier. But chapters are always linked down below if you want to skip to anything such as the weaknesses section. So find them there, but let's get on the bike. Let's start with the stitching, and well, everything looks perfect. There's literally not a single hanging thread, there's not a thread out of place. Everything just looks as it should do on here. As you would expect from a more expensive brand, the pockets are protected again, so they've got some extra stitching at the top of the pocket, so that way it's reinforced and should last a lot longer. They have this really breathable material on the arms, and they actually carry that on into the pockets as well, so the back of the pocket should be relatively breathable. Honestly, I don't think there's much else to say on the jerseys, they just look good in the hands. Let's check out the bib shorts, and the story continues on here. I mean, everything seems really nice. Straps have a nice thickness to them, but they're nice and holy and they seem really breathable. We'll test that in the future. You know, all the extra stuff that makes it look a bit more fancy, and lots of different material types, I guess, probably for comfort. They are also using the elastic interface chamois. Now, generally speaking, I always have a really good time with these elastic interface chamois, so if they've bought the top end premium ones from them, I think these are going to be quite good. And then one thing I really love on the shorts, where they don't have the band on the bottom of these shorts specifically. I'll put the exact name of the shorts over here. They do have some lower tiered ones that they've sent me as well, which do have the band at the bottom, but I still think generally look really good. Same again, elastic interface. Well, bib shorts number one, and I think we are off to a great start. The fit is genuinely excellent. Look how smooth they are on my legs. That is so nice. Again, the straps cover the nipples perfectly, so like modesty, perfect for that. Let's try on a jersey. It is soft on the arms. Okay, I think fit around the arms is really good. General tightness around the body, also very nice. One thing I am kind of noticing for my shape, if I'm not standing up properly, it does seem to wrinkle quite a lot, this one. I guess the real question is, will that bother you? That's up to you to decide. And the material is just very soft on the body. Okay, I think it's off to a good start. Let's try some more on. These are the cheaper shorts, slightly further down in the range, but honestly, as a general fit, they don't seem cheaper. The only thing that seems different to me is the band. You guys judge for yourselves. It is a different chamois in this one, so I'm going to be testing that out on the road for you, letting you know if it's going to be as good as the more expensive one, or if that one's any good as it is. Let's get another jersey on. Man, I think we might be on to another good one here, guys. This is a really nice long sleeve. Honestly, the material on the arms is so soft, it feels really good. As a whole, the fit, I'm really liking it. One thing I have done here, guys, is I've just bought my normal sizes that I would buy here in the UK. So they have a US/EU size, and they have like an Asian size as well. And I've just bought my normal sizes for the EU/US size. And I think for me, I'd say it's pretty spot on. Now, looking at the website here, MBO do seem to suffer with what a lot of the Chinese brands seem to suffer with, and that is making far too many variants on their stock. I mean, if you just go over the names, there's the men's prime training C101, then there's the SC301 and the SC300 and the C5012. Like, there's just too many names in there. And on the website, they've kind of got two different variants of the same jersey. It seems like an old one and a new one, but the old one's still on there. For example, here, there's the prime jersey, which is this one, and I have the C141 and I have the C142. Now, they look exactly the same, just with a slightly different logo, so I'll go for the ones that always say 2 because I think they're the newest versions. But yeah, They just need to simplify the range and simplify the naming. Although one thing they don't need to do is expand the colours in that range. Every single jersey has an excellent range of colours in there. And to me, it almost seems like almost whatever you pick in the range, say for example, any colour bib shorts, you can practically pair it with any coloured top as well in their range.
Is everything as good as I expect for the higher price range? And well, the answer is yes. Let me explain. The cooling is actually really, really good. So I know the sweat patches show up on here, and you can see that in the B-roll here. And it's the same with the shorts. I mean, it really shows on this material. But genuinely, this like different meshy holding material on the sleeves, I can feel it going through there a lot. And it's the same with the material on the main jersey as well. The material is actually quite thin, but with it being thin as well, you can't see through it, you know, you can't see like skin or chest, so it's got lots of modesty in that sense. If I had to put a number on the cooling, it would be 8, maybe 9. Reason being is that the sweat does build up. Maybe, I think it's just more of a visual thing, that sweat, that's all. But it has been hot here in the UK and I've been loving it. And even in the long sleeve here, 27 degrees today, and I'm just fine. I don't feel like I'm overheating at all.
I'm actually gonna try the base layer today to see if it reduces that boob sweat I get. Well, let's chat about the fit and the comfort whilst I'm at this lovely duck pond here. And it's really good. I mean, I can't find a fault with it, to be honest. Everything fits snugly, but it's not too tight. It has the perfect amount of stretch. The shorts are absolutely lovely. I mean, there's just like no wrinkles on them at all. They feel fantastic, and nowhere do they feel like they're digging in or anywhere's rubbing. You know, the bands have kept them in place. They haven't ridden up at all. On top of the shoulders, there's no fluttering here. So you know when you're going over like 50, 60 Ks an hour, and some jerseys are like, you know, they make the fluttering noise on the shoulder. None of that here. You know, it seems to stay stuck. It seems to stay hugged around the top. It's a good fit. Like I just said, I can't fault it. Everything is fitting and doing what it needs to do.
Hello, sir. I've been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty. Sir, hello.
At 90 kilos, I'm a pretty big dude. So I do put these chamois to the test, and well, it's safe to say I think they've passed. I'm very impressed. If the chamois density isn't high enough for me, it really starts to show off that 2.5 hour mark. But no, I'm there now and they're doing great.
So there are 2 types of shorts that they sent me. There are the Prime training bib shorts and then just the normal Prime bib shorts. As I said earlier, they need to work on their naming structures. But I am currently riding just the normal Prime shorts, the no training version, and they are excellent. I genuinely believe these are the kind of shorts where you can spend all day in them. You could be doing those long 200k rides, not a problem in these things. And that's just for these ones. The Prime training shorts, they're even better. I genuinely found them even more comfortable. But for me, I prefer the bandless look, and the chamois is even better. I genuinely think they might be some of the best bib shorts I've ever tried. I'm saying it.
For those of you who are curious, let's see how the jersey weighs in compared to its Australian counterpart. So here's the jersey. You can see the weight differences there. And then here are the bib shorts, and you can see the weight differences there. Both short sleeves, both same sizes.
Let's run over some of the weaknesses that I think this kit has. Kicking it off, like I said before in the try-on, the jersey does wrinkle a little bit when you're not standing up properly. As I said, it really doesn't bother me, and I can't see it on the bike, as you can probably see from the B-roll here, so is it really an issue? Next up, no zip pocket. I actually really like the zip pocket. I like to put my key in for my house, and it just feels really safe in a zip pocket, whereas now I have to try and stuff it right to the bottom of the pocket to make sure that I guaranteed I've got the key to get into my house. Next one, sweat patches. Yeah, when it's really, really hot, this kit seems to show it a lot. Now, I just think it's the material, you know. Oh, and the socks. The socks I'm really not keen on. For me, a man of my height, they're too short. They're just way too short. The material is good, and it is very breathable. Like, the material changes under the foot, and if I try and pull them up any higher, they do seem to fall down a little bit. So this is the only option, so I'm not totally mad about the socks, to be honest. The pockets are more than sufficient, so they have a lot
lot of stretch to them, which is really nice, so you can pack them up a lot. On the face that's touching your back, they also have the same material as you have on the arms here, which actually keeps the pocket area feeling a lot cooler than a lot of other jerseys, so I think that's a good positive. I think the one weakness is the band at the top. I should say, I feel confident that they're gonna hold my phone and my keys and everything in, but I would just like it to be a bit more tighter. So say the stretch is like a 6 out of 10 at the moment, I would like it to get to like a 7 or an 8 out of 10 in terms of strength in the stretch along that top band, just to give me that final lock-in of confidence, no matter what jump or bump I'm gonna go over. Jump or bump? Who's jumping on a road bike? Maybe in the UK, speed bumps and potholes quite frequently. Okay, let's get into pricing because it is very important. Now, I said this came in the upper range on the Chinese market, and it definitely does, but I do have a discount code that they've given me that gets you 25% off. That makes this much, much better.
My personal recommendation, the Prime training bib shorts. They come in at £121. Once again, cheaper than most Western brands for a bib short that I think is one of the best I've ever worn. By a long way. I don't mind saying that. Once again, lots of colour choices, and if you use that discount code, it becomes £90 and 75p. And I'm comparing this to the Western bib shorts that normally cost £200 to £250. That's a steal. They do have one above it, the Pro training bib shorts too again. That start at £160, but honestly, the Prime training bib shorts were so good, and I think they look better with that seamless band around the bottom, so I'd probably just go for them. Then we get to the jerseys, starting at £75 again, with the discount, goes to 56. 56 quid for a top-end soft jersey like this. I still think it's fantastic. Once again, you compare this to the Western counterpart, and this jersey would be £160. Wild. So guys, there it is, the MBO cycling kit, all its strengths, all its weaknesses. I think it's a very stylish and good looking kit. I think they've got that nailed down. I think the bib shorts and the chamois are definitely the best bits about it. Definitely some weaknesses in there, such as like the sweat shows through and stuff, but it does not affect the cooling whatsoever. So very stylish kit, and I think if you use that 25% discount, all of a sudden the price gets pretty damn competitive. Anyway guys, if you have any further questions, things I forgot to answer in the video, feel free to put them in the comments below, or alternatively, you can always message me privately on Instagram over here. I reply to pretty much everything. But I've been Jason, this has been Cycling Unboxed. See you in another video.